All right, let's get to that Wolves versus Nuggets series because I think that has been the best series so far. And I think mostly because of the rivalry of it all, the potential implications of it all. And I'm going to do a big show about this tomorrow, I think, where I'm going to kind of talk through what teams on the brink of elimination would have the biggest turnaround or biggest changes if they did lose in the first round. I can't wait to put that together. And it's late tonight, but I'm going to put it together tonight and do it tomorrow morning. But I do believe that the Nuggets are one of those teams that would be in that pool. I look at this team that has obviously struggled with injuries all season long, whether it be Jokic himself, whether it be, Peyton Watson, who was having a breakout season. Again, Aaron Gordon going down for the second year in a row in the postseason, which is just unfortunate timing. And I ask myself, if they do get eliminated, how would this team go into the offseason to get better? In their mind, they did that this year, right? And it might net a first-round exit. It's pretty interesting. Like I said earlier, there's never been a series where you've had it, whether they won or lost, and I'm talking about the Denver Nuggets, whether they won or lost, you've had a series where you say, Jokic did give his best in this one. This wasn't really a Jokic series. Like, of course, non-Jokic games happen all the time, right? Even one of the last times they played against Minnesota, one of them closeout games, he was just not the best version of himself. But never has it been we look at it and say, from games 2 through 5, games 2 through 6, Jokic was he wasn't the best player on the court. That's weird. And I wonder how that can change the way we talk about Nikola Jokic. Because you think about as quickly as we jump on to a player being amazing, we even faster with jumping off. Now, I don't think anybody's going to go on and say that Jokic is a bum or anything along those lines, but he has probably had the most positive individual PR for the last couple of years, right? I mean, the guy's 3 MVPs. Is he deservedly? Like, I think I voted for him every single year that he had those MVPs. I'm not acting like he don't deserve those MVPs, but he's had those MVPs. He's had the title of best in the world. Again, I'm saying stuff that I have said. I've said this on the show, that he is the best in the world. He's had the title for best in the world for 3 seasons now? So it hasn't really been much you can say negatively other than the fact that, the defensive side of the ball is a struggle on most nights. But you think about the production, 28, 14, and 13. He gave up some layups. Okay. But now he's giving up those layups and more. And that 28, 14, and 14 ain't the 28, 14, and 14 that we're used to. So how would it change? I do believe that there already has been conversations about who's the best in the world just this season based on, Shea shooting 55% on twos as a guard, which I'll bring up all the time, and him being on his way to get his second MVP in the row, right? I think even when Luka was just going on his run, people were saying that Luka is the best player in the world. Wembanyama is the most impactful defensive player. Did you see the blocks that he got in his return from a concussion? He's the most impactful defensive player in the world. Oh, his offense is all NBA caliber too. So maybe he's the best in the world. This is like the first time we really had the conversation for the last couple of years. I mean, there's always been people in different pockets, but I mean like a unilateral, I don't know if I'm using that word right, conversation about it all. I think that's interesting. I don't want to get to talking about windows and how open they are and how closed they are based on this. I don't. Last year, they go 7 with the eventual NBA champion. And PJ is wearing a football pad on the shoulder, and Aaron Gordon can't run, jump, do anything, and they went 7. Could this just be wrong place, wrong time? Like, these are the type of conversations you have to ask yourself if you are in charge of this team. Is David Adelman the best player or the best coach for the position? Do we believe that next season, let's say relative health, do we believe that we can right our wrongs on the defensive side of the ball? Listen, David Adelman is going to continue to tell you stuff like, and it's because I've been watching all of the post-game interviews, and I'm very curious about like how the coaches and the players are feeling. David Adelman will be the first one to tell you like, hey, I don't think we're playing bad defensively this postseason. It's like, okay, maybe not in the entirety of it, but there are stretches, and some of them being down the stretch when it matters the most, where the defense is completely falling apart. And how many teams are in the postseason this year? Let me do some quick math. 16. It took me way too long to do that math, by the way. 16 teams are in the postseason, right? Right now, the defense is 12th. And the teams beneath them are teams that are Like, the Suns are about to get swept, y'all. The 76ers are down 3-1. The Trailblazers are down 3-1. Atlanta's offensive rating is pretty low, too. They actually have a chance to win, and they're right below the Denver Nuggets. But, like, you can talk about how 12th out of 16th is not that bad, but the teams beneath you, again, other than the Atlanta Hawks, are teams that are also on the brink of elimination, or teams that, like, are kind of just happy to be there. The Portland Trailblazers fans are happy to have home playoff games for the first time in a minute. 76ers fans aren't happy to be there. They're just kind of dead inside. It's just the Philadelphia way. Suns fans are happy to be there. Nobody thought that they were going to win 35, and they won way more than that. You were a team that we thought were going to be a championship team. And the offensive side of the ball, for whatever reason, is significantly worse. The only team in the postseason, with an offensive rating worse than the Denver Nuggets is, can you guess real quick off the top of your mind? Yeah, it's that one-seeded Detroit Pistons team. Yeah, you knew that, though. You knew that just based on you've been watching these games. So do you believe that there's moves to be made that can fortify this defense? You know, we talked about it in the regular season of how the Denver Nuggets have not been a clutch team this season at all. One of the worst clutch seasons in the Jokic, worst clutch season in the Jokic era, right? I don't know. I want to talk about that unwritten rule thing, though. There is a video on YouTube, and if you're a YouTube watcher of mine, and I mean like a guy that completely is here for all of the content, I do want to say thank you for that. There is a video that I have called "Unwritten Rules Are Stupid." At least something. I'm trying to find it on YouTube right now, where it's called "Unwritten Rules Are Stupid." And I was looking at it from a baseball perspective because I was jumping back into baseball for the first time in quite some time. And there was something that happened that led up to this. And I was just like, this whole unwritten rule thing is really trash. Now, there's way more unwritten rules in the game of baseball about what you do when it's a 3-0 count, what you do when your team is already up by so much, don't steal bases, don't swing for the fences when it's a position player in, blah, 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 blah. The NBA got some unwritten rules that I don't like either, because they pick and choose when it should matter. Jokic is upset, and Jokic and Adelman and the whole fan base is upset with Jaden McDaniels because he went down and scored that layup. Sure. But you literally just tried to score the possession before. Like it was a second before. So because you missed and you decided it was over, it had to be over. You just tried to. You was just pressing the possession before that to try to prevent us from scoring. You just played defense last possession, y'all. You just intentionally fouled me the possession before that. So how does me, Jaden McDaniels, in this case, you just were playing to the buzzer. At least that's what it felt like, so I will too. Now, I know Jaden McDaniels is not thinking that. He's thinking, ha, 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 we're up 3-1 on y'all, and I hate y'all anyway. But how do we pick and choose when an unwritten rule is worth enforcing? That's my thing, you know. And the answer to that is just eliminate them. You don't want them to score, then stop them. Simple. You see times where players are joking around. I'm going to dribble out this ball, but I'm going to act like I'm going to go to the basket. And the player is half-heartedly defending them as well. Just do that. And if he actually goes to it, then just, I don't know, that stuff bothers me. I wonder how this series will conclude knowing that Anthony Edwards is probably not going to be here for the rest of it. Ayo just had a 43-point game when they desperately needed it. I love me some Ayo DeSumo. As you know, I dropped a whole video called Ayo DeSumo Save Basketball. So y'all know how I feel about it. But I do think that was right place, right time. I'm not expecting Ayo DeSumo to go out there and drop 40. I don't expect him to drop 30 next game. If he does, oh my goodness, I don't expect him to drop 20 next game. So how do we keep our offense looking great if we don't have our guy Dante DiVincenzo and we also don't have our best player Anthony Edwards? And does that leave the door open for the idea of a Denver Nuggets comeback, knowing that those two guys are not coming back in this series? We'll see.
Hit subscribe for more news, highlights, and analysis from the NBA on NBC.